Floss Tube friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Carla and I am the Stitchy Witch, and today is New Year's Eve. Can you believe it? A whole year has just disappeared. I don't know where it's gone, but it's very, very scary. And I'm here today to do the last video of the year. This is going to be not a very long one because I'm not going to be showing all my progress or updates on this particular video. But I do want to show you what I have decided to embark on. And as quite a lot of you know, there is a new Heaven and Earth Design Stitch Along that's just recently been put together by the lovely Michelle from Heaven and Earth Designs. And I have joined the bandwagon. I have decided I want to get on board with this and I want to be involved and participate. And I think I mentioned it in my last video, not quite sure. So what I've done since that last video is I've kitted up my threads and I've more or less chosen my fabric, and today I'm going to show you the things that I've got prepared and ready for that. And also I've just come back yesterday from my family visit to Ireland for Christmas, and I recorded a very short little video, not too much recording because unfortunately I came down with a stinker of a cold while I was there. And I was feeling really, really rough and too sort of under the weather to be recording too much. So I managed to capture some video on Christmas Day and Boxing Day. And I've put a little bit of it together. It's only like something like just about 10 minutes long. Nothing too much, but just a little something that I could show to you. And I'm going to, I think, upload that separately to this video. So if you like to see that, you can go and head to that video, which I will link below. And if you're not interested, absolutely fine. I did say that I would do a little something, so I feel better about having got something done, a little bit of footage in Ireland. And I had a lovely time. It was great to see the family again. Did not get a lot of stitching done, to be honest. I took Fairy Whispers with me, which is a design by Lisa Parker. Yes, the beautiful one with the unicorn and the little fairy and the gorgeous colours that I love so much. I took that with me. I think I probably did about 200 stitches in total since I was there. But it was Christmas and we were all together having fun and eating and drinking, and you know, you're not going to sit and stitch and ignore everybody. So whatever, you know, any little bit of stitching that you can do counts anyway. So where should we start? Let's start with the SAL, the Stitch Along, which Heaven and Earth Designs have organised. And if you want to do this now, I don't think you can. If you are if this is your first time hearing about this and you really want to do this, I suggest you message Heaven and Earth Designs. But I sincerely think that you're not going to be able to do it. The cut-off date was, I believe, yesterday, the 30th of December, and tomorrow, the 1st of January, they'll be giving everybody the charts, the actual charts to stitch, which I'm looking forward to. So I think I actually saw somebody asking about it and being told that the deadline has gone and that under no circumstances were they going to take on any more people for the Stitch Along. I know it's sad, but to be honest, you know, they have to make up rules and they have to stick to them. And they've also given everybody loads of time to do this Stitch Along. However, what you could do is you could, if you like any of the charts, a lot of them are crops of larger charts where you can actually go and purchase the larger chart and maybe do a crop yourself, or maybe do, you know, start on the chart, the actual original version of the chart that you like in the Stitch Along, that kind of thing. That's probably what I would do if I missed the post. But I know that a lot of you people are doing it as well, so that's really exciting. My reason for joining this was to participate with you guys and actually feel involved again, doing something with you. I rarely do Stitch Alongs, so this for me is more about the participation than the actual project, because I've got enough projects to last me a long while, so I don't really need to, you know, hurry into anything. I didn't need to hurry into anything, but I just wanted to take part with you. So let me go first into showing you what I'm kitting up. So here on the screen is the astrology cat. This is the one that I've chosen to do for this Stitch Along. And I think they're all roughly around 60,000 stitches, give or take. Some were around 58,000, others were around 60,000. And this one was 60,600 stitches. And the way I have organized this, now when I decided to do this, it was a couple of days before I was going away before Christmas. And I knew that I wasn't going to get any new threads. It was going to be difficult for me to get threads before the new year. And I needed about 30 flosses. And my regular supplier, unfortunately, was shut until, or is still shut until the 9th of January. So there was no way I could get that from there. So what I did in the end was I ordered them from another place, but I did it whilst I was away. So I actually ordered my threads from Ireland and had them sent to Scotland. And they literally landed on my doorstep yesterday after arriving. So that was really like fantastic timing, because they arrived just after I got back home, which is, I mean, you couldn't ask for more, could you really? And I ordered my skeins from Lovecrafts. I don't know if Lovecrafts deliver to the US or if the US even has a Lovecraft delivery service, but they do to the UK and to Scotland. And I had my 30 flosses delivered to me that I needed for Astrology Cat. I wasn't sure about the way they packaged them now. They all seem to be, you know, just thrown into this little bag. I'm not going to complain about that. It's just that I've seen neater ways of packaging these things when I order them from a place called Arts and Designs, which is actually based in Scotland, not in Edinburgh where I live, but in a different city or a different border town. They packaged them in one of these plastic cellophane wraps, and they were all sort of straight and almost like vacuum packed, which is really great. You don't see a single kink or a bend in any of them. So I thought that was just a little bit like they just opened the bag and gone around and just kind of chucked them in. But I mean, none of them are damaged or anything. I'm not really complaining. I'm just saying you can notice from place to place how they package things differently. And these just seemed a little bit, mind you, given the time of year, I can't say I blame them for hurrying up, because it was like the day before Christmas, was it, that I ordered them, I think, or something like that, or maybe it was the day after Boxing Day. I can't remember. But it did only take 2 to 3 days to come, so that is fantastic service. Considering the time of year, I wasn't even sure I was going to get these before January. But now I have everything I need for the Astrology Cat. So the way that I have decided to put my flosses, I have been doing this method for a little while. It seems to work for me. I get one of these boxes, and now these are like just fabric boxes that you can buy even on Amazon, and they come in various sizes and you get them in sets. And what I do is, and this really appeals to my secretarial nature, for a number of years in my life I've worked as a secretary in various offices, and there's always been a lot of, well, you know, pre-computer days when we actually had filing cabinets and we actually were able to file things, real paper inside a filing cabinet and everything. So yeah, it appeals to me. So I've got everything numbered in envelopes. So this is all in numerical order from the first number, which I think is 161, right down to the last number. And all I do is, when I need one piece of floss, I just flick through and I literally just stick my hand in and take out whatever, you know, string I need, and then I just stick it back in. And it's so quick for me. It has just proved to be so quick. I just love it. The only thing is that now I have about 4 or 5 of these on top of my crafting unit. They're just piling up. So I'm hoping when I'm going to finish one, I will have less of these, because they take up a little bit of room. Not everybody has the room for this. I have actually a craft area, room, whatever you want to call it. So for me, it's not really a bother to keep them like this. But so far so good. I've also used the floss bags in a ring. I have used that, which is my second favourite way of doing it. My third favourite way of doing it is putting them into the plastic boxes in the little bobbins. But I don't like that method any longer, because they just get so untidy and all the strings get you know, fray, and it becomes so messy, and they all go out of sync and in different places, and I can't find one number because it's in the wrong place. And I just find this is much easier to keep numerical and in good order. And also the cat doesn't seem particularly bothered with my envelopes, which is another plus point. I think when I had the bobbins, she was quite interested in those because there was little tails hanging off them and stuff, but she's really not bothered about this, which does protect them a bit more. So what I have to do now is fill in on my envelopes the rest of the numbers that were missing for me and get these all in there. And then I am set for tomorrow. Yes, I'm all set. You will have to excuse me. I have such a horrible cold, which I caught either going to Ireland or when I landed. I've no idea. But yeah, I always find that when I travel somewhere, I'm going to catch something for sure. I started to feel really, really dodgy on the Monday. We flew out on the Friday. By Saturday was okay. By Sunday evening, I was feeling like something was coming down. And my nose was starting to itch. My throat was starting to itch. And I hate that. And then I got the full-blown whack of, you know, constantly sneezing and sneezing and sneezing. My nose got really blocked. My eyes were really sore. My throat started, you know, oh my goodness. And this was just prior to Christmas. But I did not let it ruin my Christmas. I just plowed through it. And I was just thinking, please God, let me be able to get back on the plane to get home. That was the only thing that was worrying me. I did not want to get back on the plane sick. But I felt so much better by the time I came back. However, today I feel a little bit down again. So I don't know. But it never touched my chest. My chest was fine. I never got a fever. For me, it was just a regular head cold. And I was absolutely fine coming back. And on the mend. So, yeah, just a little bit stuffy today and did not sleep well last night either, to be honest. So let's move on to, I digress. Let's move on to fabrics. Now, fabric, every time I start something new, I have no idea what fabric I'm going to use. I start to think of all the ones that I like the best, all the counts that I like the best, and the ones that I haven't really tried. And should I try them, or should I just go to the ones, you know, to the fabric counts that I'm used to, that I like? So I'm fishing through my box and I'm thinking, I normally tent stitch on 25 count with 2 strands. That's fine. I've got loads of 25 count fabric, and I can do the 2 strand tent stitch. That is an option. However, I also found this piece of fabric, which is gridded. Excuse me for not ironing it. I was going to iron it today, but I just didn't get around to it. I think I will iron it actually before I start. This is 20 count easy grid, and I have used 20 count before for what, and I will use 1/1 strand of floss. I know quite a number of people use 2 strands and for each cross, but I find when I tried that the last time, and it might have been that it was a hugely confetti piece, I started to get really bulky, and I've struggled with bulkiness on 18 count and 20 count using 2 strands. So for me, my preference is to use 2 strands from 16 count and below. So when I start going up into the 18, 19, sorry, not 9. Is there a 19 count? I don't even know if there is. When I do 18 count, 20 count, 22, that for me is always going to be 2 strands tent or 1 strand full cross. That is what works for me. So I'm going to start this. I'm going to iron this piece. This is the exact size I need in 20 counts. I'm thinking, well, it's already there. I've already sewn down the edges. Maybe this is the one I should be using, right? Maybe I should be using this. So, but I do know that, and a lot of people agree, 1/1 takes a little bit longer than tent stitch. But does it matter? I mean, I don't know. I don't really know if it does matter unless I make it matter. I don't know. Maybe I should just give it a go with this one and see how we get on. So that's 20 count, and I'm aiming for 1/1 full cross. We'll see how we go with that. I don't want to start though and do like a page and then say, oh, I'm really hating this, I wish I'd done tent. Don't want that to happen. So I want to be absolutely certain that I'm starting with this and I'm finishing with this, because I don't want to be, you know, messing around with different counts of fabric and starting one and not finishing and then going on to another one. So yeah, famous last words. Let's see if I continue and finish with 20 count fabric, because it's the perfect size for it, and I think I can just, you know, get going tomorrow first thing as soon as we get the charts. So that's the fabric. I've got the rest of my threads. I'm ready to start Astrology Cat. Now, I haven't thought too much about what sort of way I'm going to stitch it, as in, am I going to do 100 stitches a day, or am I going to work on so many stitches per month? That I don't know, because since I got back from my trip, I haven't been sure about how much time I'm going to spend on any of my other projects and how I'm going to slot this one in. So I was thinking, seeing as it's a stitch along, and obviously I want to keep up with everybody, maybe I should be thinking about this being the focus piece, because that just makes sense if it's a stitch along. And it being the focus piece, I should be bringing it out most days, as in nearly every day, because there is a day or two sometimes where I don't want to stitch, and on those days I won't stitch. I'll be doing knitting or nothing. So on most of the days that I'm stitching, which might be like 6 days a week, 5 days a week, this has got to come out every time, right? Otherwise I'm not going to have a chance of getting those 4 full pages. I can't remember now if it's 2 full pages or 4 full pages by the end of the year to complete the stitch along. Now, for me, it's not really a race. I'm not going to go into this with a race kind of mindset and just be trying to hurry it and be the first person to hit the post. I don't really want to do that. However, I don't want to be the snail that comes to you in a video in 3 months' time and says, I've only done 5 squares, because that just to me seems a little bit pointless. So I want to be able to keep up, but I don't want to race on like a crazy maniac. I don't want to stay too far behind that I just think, oh, I'm not going to continue now, because what's the point? I haven't done any of this for ages. So I want to maintain a decent enough pace, which is why I'm saying I should bring this out most days. And after that, after this is out and I'm stitching on this, I should bring out my Home for the Holidays by Thomas Kincaid. Here's another picture here of it. I'm 76% through this one. I'm not going to hurry myself to finish it next year, but I am going to keep it mainly in the picture. Not as much in the picture as this one maybe, but it's going to come out after this one. And then third in the line is my Riverwalk Charm, because I was saying in my last video, if I don't keep up with my biggest piece, it's just going to lag behind. I'm never going to look at it. I'm just going to throw it on top of a cupboard and yeah, forget about it. So it has to stay in the picture as well. Anything else that I have, and I do have other projects, trust me, they will come out at whim whenever I fancy a little change of all of these, and they might get a little bit of spring fresh air or something, or a little outing every so often. But these are the ones I'm thinking I should keep in the picture. Now, Home for the Holidays, I think I worked out that there's only 20,000 stitches left in that chart, guys, only 20,000. But that's still a lot of stitching, not to be sniffed at. So, I could finish Home for the Holidays, but I still have to do a certain amount of stitches per day, and I don't want to overload myself with tasks. So that was just going to continue to trickle along with an eye to finishing it next year, but I'm not going to set it as an absolute, this is the one that I'm focusing on, because I've joined, I've committed, I've made that commitment, let's go and get it done. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to following you guys. Now, I've had loads of people since my last video send me messages about the ones that they're doing, and that they're also doing Astrology Cat, or that they're happy, you know, that I'm doing the same as them. So it's such a load of fun for me to be able to do this with other people. And also, some of you have come into my Discord channel, and it's been lovely to see you pop in and to show us what you're doing. And so there's a room in my Discord where you can upload your progress. There's also the official Facebook group. That is the official place for the Stitch Along, where you should be putting up your progress if you are making progress updates. I have just created a little area in my Discord for the people in my community who also want to share. But yeah, just to let you know that the official Stitch Along group is on Facebook. Mine is just a little community chat thing where people get together and put up all their stitching progress, no matter what they're doing. We can put our progress up there. So that's that about the SAL. I don't think there's anything else that I need to tell you about this SAL, because you've already probably, if you're into this Stitch Along, you're either all ready yourself to get going with whichever chart you've chosen to do tomorrow, or you're just following the people that are doing it. Maybe you're not doing it yourself for whatever reason. But yeah, I think it's fun. It's going to be exciting to see what everyone's doing tomorrow. I can't say I'm going to stitch the very moment I wake up, because I'm a bit of a dozy head when I wake up in the morning, and there's probably, you know, New Year's Day. No plans for me going out this evening. I'm completely whacked after my trip. I still haven't unpacked my suitcase. So there's still that to be done. But I'm not in a rush. I'm just chilling. I'm taking it easy. I'm doing a bit of stitching. I'm doing a bit of resting. My husband's gone to do some shopping, because when we came back, there's absolutely nothing in our freezer, and I did manage to remember to freeze half a loaf of bread, so we were able to have some bread when we came back, and then we had to retrieve my lovely cat Misty, because we had her staying with a friend of ours. And it was nice to have her and see her again. She was very happy to see us again too. But yeah, it's awful when you come back, because you feel sort of like, I mean, even if you're only gone away for a week or something, you feel like you've been away forever. You come in and you think, oh, I've got nothing here. I should have, you know, left some food in the freezer. You just don't think about those things. You just get excited to go away. So I said to my husband, you better run down to the shops now and get some food in, because if not, tonight and tomorrow everything is closed. I think most things, like 99% of the shops are closed. It will be difficult to get anything. So today is a day to be getting milk and bread and all that kind of thing. So yeah, I've sent him out with a list, and I've got that thing sorted out, meals that I'm going to prepare and everything else. And then this one tomorrow. This one's the one I'm starting tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to be stitching on it solely, or if I'm going to do something else as well as this. Not going to plan that. I'm just going to start this one as soon as my chart comes in, and I've had my coffee, I've had my breakfast, might even go for a little walk just to clear my head. I haven't been out much since I came back. I've been too busy sorting things out. So I may start this one when I come back for a walk and see how it goes, and see if I'm really liking. I'm going to give this fabric 3 squares, 300 stitches to make an absolute decision. I'm not going any further than that. Once I pass the 3 squares, I can't, that's it. Time's up. I have to stick with the fabric. I'm going to be, I don't pull the stitches out, so I have to make a decision after 300 stitches if I'm going to continue with 20 count, or if I want to flip over to 25 count or 22 count. That's what I'm going to give myself, and hopefully it's an area that isn't too confetti, so that those 300 stitches don't take me 3 days, in which case, if it does, I won't want to switch, because I won't want to have to go through that all over again. So I've also, if you look at Astrology Cat, you'll notice that there are very different colours from one corner to the other. And since we have to finish pages, I'm assuming we need like something like a neat square. I'm going to do columns down. I thought about doing diagonal, but I don't think I will. I think I'm going to do some columns down per page and see how I go with that, so I can know exactly, how much I've done which contributes to a page or not. But I don't know whether I'm going to start on the left side or the right side. I was thinking of starting on the right side because I want to just get straight in there to the cat. That's where I think I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go to the right side. So that's my plan for tomorrow. And it's going to be fun to know that a few hundred other people are going to be doing the same thing as me tomorrow, which is a little bit freaky, isn't it? To think that there's all these stitching people across the world doing the exact same thing as you on a certain day. Yeah, that's a little bit unsettling. But fun. It's so much fun. So that's it for my Heaven and Earth design, stitching starting along tomorrow, all ready to go. Yeah, that's all I can tell you about that. So that's pretty much everything. I don't think there's anything else I need to say about the actual stitching side. If you have any questions, please leave them for me down in the comments and I will attempt to answer as quickly as I can. So it's the last day of the year and I'm completely shattered and tired. I want to get a little rest and I just want to chill myself into the new year. I don't want to do anything crazy. I've got my pattern keeper all loaded up and prepared for tomorrow. I'm going to get a nice hot drink later on, which is going to be nice as I've just got past this cold, and see in the new year in a really relaxing way. And I think that that's going to be ideal for me. Just relax, no stress, just have a chill with my family, chill time. So that's what I'm hoping for you guys too. I'm hoping that you'll enjoy the rest of your day, that the new year will be wonderful for you, no matter what it is you've decided to do, whether you're going to be partying or you'll be stitching or maybe both. I don't think you can do two at the same time, but I'd love to see that if it was possible. So that's really all there is to tell you. So my next video, I'm hoping, will come in to you in a couple of days maybe, or in a few days, where I will hopefully be able to do a stitch with me of Astrology Cat, my stitch along. I have a little bit of trouble at the moment with my Lowry stand, which is just here beside me. Some reason the clamp, if those of you who have a Lowry stand, you know that there's a clamp which you wind. Something's happened to the little rings on that clamp and some of them have come apart, and it's not closing when you, the clamp itself isn't closing when you turn the lever. So I don't know how that happened. I put some WD-40, which is like a little spray that you put on to help, the mechanical things, and I just don't know how it happened. So I don't know whether I should get so I can't really use the clamp at the moment. So I don't know whether I should get a new one, a new clamp, or whether I should just rethink something completely different. My Lowry stand is only about 1.5 years old, so I don't think that should have happened. It's not an old machine. But I don't know really what happened. I'll have to think about that. So to do a stitch with me, I am, however, going to have to secure my stitching somewhere to be able to record it. And I have a little, I think it's called an El Bessie, is that the way you pronounce it, stand, or something which you sit on, like a lap stand type thing. Well, I don't know how comfortable I'll be on that. So, and the other part is the awkward thing of trying to get the right angles with the camera, etc. We'll see how that goes. I can't promise, anything right this minute. I'll have to think about that properly and how I'm going to set that up. But when I do, I want to be able to come back and do a stitch with me and to do some more stitch with me's, and so I can do some of this stitch along stuff actually with you rather than by myself, because it is meant to be something to be sharing with everybody else. So that's my intention for that. So with that being said, I think that's everything. I'm going to go off now and just get ready for the new year and say goodbye to the old year. It was lovely to have you, but it wasn't the most fantastic. I hope next year will be so much better, and I hope that too for all of you guys as well. So have a fantastic time wherever you are, and I look forward to seeing you in 2024 with your stitching, whether you're doing the SAL or you're not doing the SAL. Whatever you're doing, I hope to see you again. God bless, and take care. Happy New Year, everyone. Bye.